how you told me to reword it so that it won't be a yes or no question. I'm still trying to figure out how to do that. So I'll give it to you now how it is.
Okay.
It is, are adopted kids mental health as good as kids who stay with their birth parents?
Say it one more time.
Are kids who are adopted mentally healthy as kids who stays with their birth parents?
Okay, let me see. Now, it sounds like you want to stay with that topic, correct?
Yes, sir.
So we have to find a way to tweak it into a research question. Try and work on that a couple of moments, and then I'll dig back in a moment.
Okay.
And again, hopefully some of the questions you heard gave you a little bit of assistance on that. But we'll still get you at least started on some sources as we work through. Deja, I know that you
Okay.
were very eager to share your research question. Go ahead, young lady.
So, do you want the one like what I sent you or the updated version?
The updated version.
Okay, so what social factors best explain and reword it as the following? Oh, hold on. What social factors best explain and predict the rate of depression in the African American community?
Say it one more time.
Or what social factors best explain and predict the rate of depression in the African American community?
He said the rate of depression, right?
Yes.
One second. Okay. All right. Let's just do simple factors explaining So can you see my screen okay, Deja?
Yes, sir.
Let me know when you can see it.
I can see it.
Can you see my screen okay?
You talking to me?
Yes.
Yes.
So of these sources, which ones do you think may have some relevance to your research question?
The second one.
You look okay. So let's look at this one a little bit more closely. And as always, again, keep in mind, I'm just asking for the abstracts. Okay, now it's saying I don't have access. All right, so let's look at the abstract. This study extends previous research by examining the role of communalism, family cohesion, and family support in suicide ideation and depression in African American college students. Hey, you all are African American college students, right?
Right.
Right? Talking to y'all, man.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Are y'all there? If you got something else to do, you can go ahead and get to it. I don't want to keep you.
Yes, sir. We hear you.
Results showed, Diamond, that communalism, family cohesion, and family support were positively associated with each other. Higher levels of family cohesion and family support were associated with lower levels of suicide ideation and depression. Higher levels of family cohesion and family support were associated with lower levels of suicide ideation and depression. Higher levels of family cohesion and family support were associated with lower levels of suicide ideation and depression. Higher levels of family cohesion and family support were associated with lower levels of suicide ideation and depression. Linear regression analysis showed a main effect for communalism and family support. Linear regression analysis showed a main effect for communalism and family support. Having strong communal values was positively related to suicide ideation and depression. And by positive relationship, Deja, what it's saying is that the more that you have like, strong ties to your community and view it positively, the lower the suicide rate and depression goes down. Having strong family support was associated with fewer experience of suicide ideation and depression. Stepwise regression analysis indicated that family support explained more variances in suicide ideation and depression than family cohesion. Implications of these results for future research and practice are discussed. So there's a lot there, Deja. How would you summarize how this article, based on what we read here in the abstract, how do you think that this, how would you explain how this is tied to your research question? Don't worry about if your answer is perfect, but how do you think it's connected so far?
Basically it's showing the factors of why, like, African American college students in this case go into depression, or like, yeah.
And what did they say was the main factors that prevent it?
Hold on. Wasn't it family support?
Yep. Who did they study? Who, like, how many people were in their sample?
Oh no. 100, is that 188?
Yep. Where did this sample come from?
College, right? College students.
More specific.
Black.
You can read it. So historically black college, because just black college students, that could be black college students at USC, that could be black college students at Clemson. This specificity is really important. Y'all gotta make sure that y'all are this level of detail. That I found in this research article is relevant to my question because it speaks to one of the main factors in lowering suicide and depression. And this study was based upon 188 college students at a historically black college and university. This study ain't about y'all, is it?
It is.
No, I surely hope not. But this is a source that you can, this is definitely a source that you can use.
Okay.
Give me one moment here. And we'll do one more. Hopefully, Latasia, you've had some success in digging up that research question.
Dr. Muhammad, I didn't. That's why when we get out of class, I'm gonna email you and set a appointment for office hours.
Okay, for sure. I think that's a really good idea. And I think that's a good idea for everybody, quite frankly. Because again, like I am totally okay with you not understanding certain things and understanding that this is a process. But I got great expectations for this project. So not meeting those expectations because you didn't get help, it's not going to be a sufficient excuse. But you got to reach out. I cannot, come to your house and harass you into allowing me to help you. As well as, again, make sure that you, if you've not done so, I'm showing you these steps and going through and trying to accumulate and gather your sources. But I would highly recommend, again, I sent that library link. I would highly recommend that you make an appointment and get some additional help. As I see it, especially with, quite frankly, with the extent that I'm getting y'all started here today, I don't see any reason at all why you can't have like 20 sources by next week at this time. It's not taking us that long to go through this, right? I'm talking to y'all, man.
No, sir.
Do y'all see any, Deja, do you see any other sources here that you think may be relevant to your particular research question?
I think the third one.
Good. Let's look at it. Now. We want to be careful with this one because, and here's the thing about, again, like we want to make our research generalizable, okay? So what is your research question?
You want to know it again?
Say it again, girl.
What social factors best explain and predict the rate of depression in the African American community?
Good. So you're looking at the African American community more broadly.
Mm-hmm.
Who is this? Who's the focus of this article? Who is the focus of this article?
It says the inner city African American adolescent.
Good. So we can still probably use this because this will, like, you know, obviously make up part of your sample, but we want to be careful that maybe what's true amongst inner city African American adolescents might not be true of all Black people.
Okay.
So we got to be mindful about that in our research, but that don't mean that we can't use it. Let's look at the abstract. This research, Deja, examines longitudinally, and listen to that word, longitudinally. We're gonna break into the methods section in the textbook. Y'all should already be there, quite frankly. Diamond, while you're going through all this and doing this research, don't be thinking that you ain't got to be keep reading that book, young lady. It's gonna make all this stuff easier. So you all should be ahead of where I'm at. I'm way behind as laid out in the syllabus. Y'all need to stay on that schedule. This research, Deja, examines longitudinally association between family risk factors and child and parent depression in 302 urban low-income African-American adolescents. And look here, Deja, like this is what I'm talking about, like Nashaya, you know, you got to be very specific with who you're looking at. So when you hear African-American adolescent, that can mean anything. Well, it can mean anything. But here, they're very specific. African-American adolescents is who? People aged 9 to 15. You got to be that level of clarity. Because, you know, we would expect, right, Black people that are 19 and 20 to behave a little bit differently than 15-year-olds, right? And 25-year-olds behave even more differently. And 35 and 45-year-olds behave even more differently. So keep these things in mind. And their parents across 2 waves of data collection. Diagnostic data, Deja, revealed that 7.3% of parents, again, like I talked about before in the beginning, Latasia, empiricism, numbers. Diagnostic data revealed that 7.3% of parents and 3.0% of children at time 1, and 5.4% of parents and 2.8% of children at time 2 were clinically depressed. So let's go double back real quick. How many people are in this sample?
302.
How many? The first part got cut off, I'm sorry.
Is it 302 or no?
Yeah, you're right. I didn't hear you, I'm sorry. So good. So of that 302, again, they studied them in 2 phases. The first time they studied them, 7.3% of the parents were depressed. They did it again, and then 3.3% of them were. For children, it was it was 7.3 for parents, and then 5.4 for parents, and 3.0 of children, and then 2.8 of children. And clinically depressed, again, that's a very specific term. Like, again, that you social workers would know how to measure as you go through, as you get into your career. Regression analyses, is anybody in statistics or has statistics yet? Has anybody taken statistics yet or in it now?
Yes.
You are, Diamond?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure you probably have heard, I'm not sure how deep you've gotten into it, but you probably have heard about regression analyses. So regression analyses reveal that changes in family functioning were concurrently associated with changes in depression for both children and parents. Regression analysis revealed that changes in family functioning were concurrently associated with changes in depression for both children and parents. I was going to ask the question, but I'm going to ask it in a second. Specifically, increases in conflict and decreases in parental monitoring were associated with increases in child depressive symptomology, and increases in conflict and decreases in positive parenting were associated with increases in parental depressive symptomatology. Findings are discussed within the framework of understanding family protective factors and a prevention of depression. It is a lot there to unpack, Deja. Don't worry about perfection, but do the very best you can in trying to summarize for me and your classmates what this abstract is saying here and how it ties back to your particular research question. Again, do the very best you can.
I don't know now.
You don't know, you better try. Your nails look lovely, by the way, Diamond. We don't do our nose in here, Deja. You better tell me something. Somebody who's paying attention, break it down for me for 3 extra credit points. Are there any questions for me before we go for the day? All right, so look, keep digging into some of these sources. Again, I will send you an email to get you started on some of these, but I'm a little bit disappointed, Deja and Latasia, in our performance here today. We got to come again. Y'all have wasted some valuable time here today by not coming prepared in the way that I asked y'all to last week. We got to, again, like, you know, it's okay if we still need to be tweaking the research questions, but we had earlier today and yesterday to work on this if, like, you know, if you weren't sure about your research questions. Y'all got to look alive, man. Y'all got to get on point with this stuff. Y'all got to get at the level that Diamond and Janiyah are at very quickly. Ask around. This is not a very inviting class if you don't do the work. The good news for you all is that this is the class that's offered every single semester. So if it's too much for you to do right now, do know that you can take it in the fall and maybe even in summer school. But if you don't really fully engage and get invested more than what we've seen here, then you're almost surely to fail this class, and this project won't be as fun as it could be. I think you all have got some great topics, so you can do a lot with them. You just got to be willing to do the work. And I'm very patient, Diamond. If you don't know or understand something, I am not very patient with laziness. And I'm seeing some laziness and disengagement right here that needs to stop immediately. Are we clear on all that? I'm talking to y'all.
Yes, sir.
Are we clear? Do we understand each other?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Have a wonderful day.